So I'm gonna go ahead and react to this guy here. His name is AC Speed, I guess. He's talking some stuff about Babymetal. Let's see what he has to say about it. It doesn't look like it's going to be positive. Um, let's. I mean, the title is it Baby Boring or am I just an a-hole? So I mean, the way it's worded there doesn't seem like it's gonna be positive. So I guess. Let's go. Let's just keep going. I need a cigar though or something. A cigarillo. Chug this beer. And I'm a very healthy man. You follow my lifestyle, and you're gonna live forever. All right, let's go and play this.
Pretty much avoided since I first heard the name. And
Let's back up.
Babymetal is a band I've pretty much avoided since I first heard the name, and it's mainly the name that's the reason. I mean, it's baby metal. It doesn't quite have the same appeal as Megadeth, Anthrax.
Oh, I lit this thing backwards. Oh, that's garbage. Man, I lit this backwards and it's not even a joint. That's garbage. Okay. But about what he said, I get that. Okay, yeah, there's some people who are not going to listen to it because of just the name alone. Okay. I mean, that is what it is there. I mean,
Or Slayer. And maybe that's a silly reason to avoid a band, but then there was also the fact that it's just three anime-sounding Japanese girls, and I'm not trying to stereotype anything here, that's just how I feel. So are my instincts right? With the upcoming release of their fourth...
We'll see. Anime sounding girls, so I mean, like, they sound like Japanese girls? Is that what you mean? Okay. I mean, the way he said it was kind of interesting, you know. One could use very colorful words to describe the way he said that, but okay, so it sounds like it's just not gonna be his thing. Sounds like he's not gonna like it. And let me guess, is he gonna bring up they don't play their instruments? He's gonna bring that up, isn't he? He's gonna bring that up.
Record the other one, I decided to give them a chance and also do a little bit of research on them, specifically one thing. Do they actually play any instruments? Because in my book, unless you actually play an instrument,
Hey, you guys follow Poppy? You know who Poppy is? You probably do. Maybe you don't. She had a metal album. I mean, she didn't play those instruments, but that album was actually not bad. It's not the worst thing. She actually was inspired by Babymetal. I kind of get where these guys are coming from. Like when it comes to like pioneering the scene, being revolutionary, but this is a different thing altogether. And I think he might go here. We'll see if he's done his homework. But it's like when people think of Babymetal, what they fail to understand is that it was formed by a J-pop talent agency. Okay, so it was formed the same way that a J-pop group would be formed, which is top on down approach, heavily produced. That just is what it is. I'm not belittling it when I describe it that way. I'm being accurate. Okay, you can if you're a Babymetal fan and you have a problem with the way I'm describing it, I mean, where am I wrong at? Just correct me or add more information if it needs to be done. But top on down approach where producers pretty much are heavy-handedly control everything. You know they selected they vetted the girls. They selected the girls. They saw how they performed. They liked them. They liked their dance and their voice. They wrote the music for them, with some exceptions, and they're very slim exceptions. How many exceptions are we talking about? Like 3, 4? How many exceptions are we talking about to this? If I say all the music is written by producers or a team of producers, would that be accurate? I mean, minus maybe 4 or 5 that are not. I'm not belittling. I'm just saying that it's just the same way that a J-pop group would be handled. Or maybe you could compare it to maybe some pop groups in the States or in Korea even. Okay. So that's how they formed. Okay. So yeah, they're not going to play their instruments. They're not going to be like Nemophila or Love Bites. Okay. They're not going to play their instruments. They're going to do what a J-pop group does, which is sing and dance. And they'll have a backing band when they play live. Even though the backing band has been pushed further into the corner to where it's like they don't even exist anymore.
It's not very metal. Sure, you might have an insane voice for your instrument, but the Babymetal voice doesn't quite constitute metal for me.
The Babymetal voice isn't metal, and that's what makes it Babymetal. It's that kawaii metal. It's very cute. It's very kawaii. It's very J-pop, and that's the idea. It's a very J-pop voice, and you combine that with metal, and it's a weird mix. It's not for everybody. It is very interesting, but yeah, I mean that's all I can really say. It works for me. It works for me, 100%.
I'm not saying the voice has to be some huge growling guy with a beard.
Okay.
But again, the Babymetal voice has just never really appealed to me. Babymetal formed in 2010 in Tokyo, Japan, and from what I can tell, it's a spin-off group from a Japanese idol girl group that was put together by a talent agency. So
That's right.
Already, it seems as if my suspicions about Babymetal were kind of right all along, and that is, it's more a commercially manufactured product as opposed...
A commercially manufactured product. And you know what, too? There's some Babymetal fans that, like, maybe cringe to that or will have a knee-jerk reaction and want to shut them down. And I'm a Babymetal fan. I consider myself a pretty hardcore Babymetal fan. But with that said, where's the lie into what he just said? A commercially manufactured product. Where's the lie in that? Are they not a product? I'm not saying just a product. I'm saying, are they not a product? Is the music they make not a product? But then again, you can say that with every band. Every band that produces music, that's every band. If they produce it, especially to sell, it is a product. It is definitely a product. Commercially manufactured. What does that mean? Manufactured with intent for wide distribution, right? Manufactured and engineered, designed to be very commercial. Done by some sort of big company, maybe a studio. And that's what it is. All I'm saying is, I don't disagree with what he said there, but as you know, obviously I like Babymetal, and I don't have a problem with them being, I guess, commercially manufactured or whatever. I don't care. Like, I like it. I like it because it's good. I like it because it sounds cool. Okay, it doesn't bother me. Like, don't let it bother you.
To an actual metal band. There only appear to be two official members of the group left now, which is Sue Metal and Moa Metal.
There's going to be a third member in April.
The third member having left in 2008 due to an undisclosed illness. So
At least this guy did his
either
homework.
of the remaining members actually play any instruments, or is it just the thing that I suspected all along? So both remaining members can note their voice as one instrument, but neither of them seem to have any real ability to play an instrument from what I can see. Although one of them does...
I think they can play the piano. I think they can. I think they actually can do that.
Wield a guitar on stage. A very quick inspection clearly shows they have absolutely no idea how to play it, and the guitar is definitely not plugged in. If it was, you'd be able to hear something akin to a box of kittens being torched alive. So...
I mean, it's harsh what he's saying, but I mean, there's a they're not going to give him plugged-in guitars, okay? All right. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
again,
I don't disagree
confirming
with
all of
that.
my suspicions so far about the group, that it's completely manufactured and no member has any real musical ability.
Completely manufactured. I mean, when they say that, they're trying to make it like all dismissive, but like, I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if it was designed top on down from some producers that wanted to make something that would definitely sell, okay? I don't care. You know what? They're right. They made something that would definitely sell because I like it. You know, people like it because it was good. It is good. No, yeah, it's good. So yeah, I mean, you could say the company had some insight. The company was maybe taking a calculated risk on this very niche thing, this idea of blending J-pop and metal together. They didn't think that was going to work. They probably thought Kobe Metal or Kobe Bryant. They probably thought Kobe Metal was like crazy for this idea, but it worked out.
Apart from just the voice, and I'd also be quite surprised if they were the ones writing the actual music as well. So this is most likely why I've always found this music pretty boring. For me, it's just easy to hear when a song is full of passion and when a song has been written just to try and top a Billboard chart. And let's not forget the fact that Babymetal...
Man, there's a lot of songs now, even from established bands that kind of seem like that, but anyway...
was created by a talent agency. However, with that being said, I decided to give the music itself the benefit of the doubt, as the music is at least recorded by session musicians who are clearly all very talented. The latest Babymetal single, Light and Darkness, reached over 600,000 views in less than a week, whilst the song itself could easily be paired with the ending to a Final Fantasy video game. The music...
I don't have anything to push back on. Light and Darkness, that's not their best song out there, you know? Could Light and Darkness be used in a Final Fantasy game? Well, could it? I think it would actually be good for a Final Fantasy game. You know what? I want to hear Babymetal Light and Darkness in an anime, in like a top of the line anime or something. Okay, all right. That's what I want to see. I don't have a problem with that.
The video just shows 3 members on stage, only one of them singing, whilst the other 2 perform the choreography. Not a single musician or instrument in sight.
Wait. Back that footage up. I thought I saw the Kami band. I just want to see.
And choreography on stage. Only one of them singing, while the music video just shows 3 members on stage. Only one of them singing, whilst the other 2 perform the choreography. Not a single musician or instrument in sight.
Yeah, they've been pushing the Kami band further back and back, you know? Back to the back. If you were to see like the older live shows where you see the band there kind of like on stage, sharing the stage, it would probably have a different perspective. You'd probably say it a different thing, you know? It's kind of where you come in, especially that stage setup. Like, there's no room for the Kami band there. And let's be honest, for Babymetal, it's the Kami band there. The Kami band is like an added aesthetic. They're not the main focus. They have never been the main focus. It's always been the girls, you know. It's always been about the girls. I think the Kami band adds a very nice element to Babymetal, and it does kind of solidify. Well, not solidify. That's the word I'm looking for. It does help show them as a metal band. If they didn't have the live instruments actually playing during a live show, honestly, my opinion of them would be very much reduced, down to pretty much nothing. Okay, like I don't know. Like I could not imagine that. Though it seems kind of silly. I know that's how they started, but it was a good idea. It was definitely a great idea for them to use like session musicians behind them when they play live. I think that was good.
And I have to think to myself, if Motorhead was just Lemmy singing on stage to a backing track, would he be known as one of the pioneers of metal music? I fucking think not.
Can y'all disagree with that? Now, but with that said, Babymetal started something that was never. They started something because it's never really been done before. Okay, I can't think of anything that came before them that combined like J-pop and metal. Maybe I could think of some J-pop songs that have some like distorted guitar elements and stuff. I'm mentioning Ayumi Hamasaki quite a bit. But yeah, so I mean, they did pioneer in their own way. There's spin-off Babymetal groups, and obviously inspired by Babymetal. So they did pioneer, even though they don't play their own instruments. So that argument's kind of interesting. You know, there's a counter to that.
Not. I went back and checked out some of their back catalogue, and despite some of the music being pretty cool and quirky, whilst also obviously having elements of heavy metal in the recording itself.
Well, yeah, lots of thrash and all sorts of crazy solos stuff going on. It's very metal.
All recorded by session musicians. It's very hard for me to get past the fact that Babymetal is nothing more than a glorified girl band. Hence why the music just doesn't really impress me or do anything for me.
Songs about chocolate.
And I just find it genuinely quite boring. That's not to say, however, that this...
They definitely grew up from their chocolate days. They definitely They definitely have done that. I don't see them as a glorified girl band. I don't know what that means. What is a glorified girl band? What does he mean by that? When I think of a girl band, I think of like bands like well, I'm trying to think of some girl bands now. I always come to mind are Japanese bands like Bandmaid, Love Bites. I mean, those are girl bands. You know, what does he mean by girl bands? I don't get it. I honestly don't know what he means by that. Not gonna take offense to it, but I just don't know what he means by it.
This doesn't fill a gap in the market for, I guess, pop metal, you could call it. Although that kind of goes against the very nature of metal itself.
Oh, does it now? Really? There's popular metal bands that, I mean, you can point to as an example of going to... You're saying pop, metal goes against pop? No. Metallica went pop. They went commercial when they got... That's their ticket. That was their ticket to success. That was like the way they just launched into major success there. And they ditched the long hair, slow down on the thrash, and just focused on riffs, and kind of bluesy like solos. That's when they launched. That's when they went. I mean, they were already popular. They're popular in the metal scene. I'm saying that's when. I mean, you can see it. I mean, that's when they were the most. I think the most successfully commercial album was the Black Album. So, all right. Anyway, let's play more of this.
Because clearly there's a demand for that, as Babymetal are actually a huge band now. But should they still be classed as anywhere near a metal band? The genre itself is based on a combination of metal and J-pop, so it's not like they're trying to be the next Slayer.
No, they're not, but they're a metal band. I will be like, okay, you could say they're a metal group, okay? But then again, I mean, people call boy bands, and those boys don't play any instruments. They just call them bands, okay? Well, it really should be a boy group. So no, we're going to go with it is a metal band. It is a metal band. All right? That's what we're doing.
It is just a completely different form of metal music that we're traditionally, I guess, not used to.
All right.
And clearly, I'm not the demographic for this type of music, not by
Clearly.
a long shot, which
That's
is
right.
absolutely fine. I can, however,
and that part is fine. It's fun on that.
see why some people would be into this, as to me, it just seems like metal crossed over with anime music. And again, this really isn't my...
The anime music thing is it kind of if everything that comes from Japan just seen as like anime trash, like it almost seems dismissive in a way that's kind of gross, doesn't it? That just me. I noticed that sometimes it happens. You noticed that. But there's this other guy we reacted to who didn't like Babymetal. It was Punk something. I forgot his channel's name. But he also was like, ooh, these Japanese bands. He was the punk guy who dismissed Japanese bands for being just pretty much like, why. His argument boiled down to, why would you listen to them? They're just Japanese versions of bands that are like, from the West, from the U.S. It's like, okay, that's rich. That seems a little weird. He was a little discriminatory.
My field of expertise, the whole Japanese music scene and culture and J-pop, and I can't say the actual name of what this genre is called because I can't pronounce it. I was just generally curious and wanted to kind of dig into the band and see if I found anything that would actually resemble, I guess, what you could class as real metal, although I hate that word because it's
well, you said it. It's something that you're using to define real metal. What is real metal? It's real metal.
Bit of a gatekeeper word, and I think you should definitely...
Well, that's what this sounds like. It sounds like gatekeeping. That's what this guy's doing. He's like, Babymetal's not a metal band around this part. Around this part, a metal band, they got to be playing their instruments. They got to be playing their instruments, man. That's a solid argument. There's no rebuttal there. Well, they have people that play instruments, But that's what I'm seeing here. I'm hearing that he's gatekeeping for real. It's like, oh no, this band doesn't fit the criteria. In my based on what I think, whatever. They're a band of people, and they play metal. That's all you need to know. They're a metal band.
Keep your mind open when it comes to music, but I didn't really find any of the traditional aspects of what metal music means to me, I guess.
Really? You didn't find any of the, like, the metal instrumentation in the background has loads of references from all sorts of very popular bands. Okay? If you listen closely, you can hear riffs inspired by Metallica. Definitely drum patterns inspired by Metallica, because Clich Metal really liked Metallica. He really did. I'm just saying. Like, you could hear references. You can hear obviously riffs and styles inspired by various, like, metal, specific metal styles. Okay. But anyway,
in this kind of group, for me, metal music has always come from a very dark place. There's always a gritty story behind the music.
Dark and brooding. That's such a lame stereotype. Is that really what it is? The only way to be in a metal band is to be like, oh, my life is in such despair. I'm such a tortured soul. What? That's so silly. Dude, if you're not hating yourself, how can you be in a metal band, dude? How can you be in a metal band? It's dumb, man. Almost as dumb as getting that neck tattoo. Is that a... He has a neck tattoo. It's a compass, I think. I don't know. You see it? The tattoo? That's so weird. To me, when I see that, it looks weird. Like, why would he get a neck tattoo? Don't do that. Don't do that. The shades, the glasses are cool. I like cool glasses. But the neck tattoo, no.
Or it was just a bunch of guys that didn't give a shit. They just wanted to get loaded, bang some groupies, and drink and snort everything in sight. I'm not saying that's the only way good metal music...
No, that's the only way. You gotta do drugs to be in a metal band, guys. It's like, so you gotta be the, like, cliche metal. Okay, you have to be cliche metal in order to be in a metal band. Shut up, dude.
Come about, but
that's where it comes. Like, okay, it doesn't matter the way they look. It doesn't matter how they. This is dumb.
Additionally, if you look back at the founders of metal, such as Black Sabbath, Motorhead, Priest, Venom, etc., this is often the case. And I can assure you, if we're comparing any of the albums recorded by those artists versus Babymetal, well, Babymetal don't really stand a chance. If you do...
Oh, actually, they do. They do. I mean, some of those bands you mentioned, maybe not. But here's I'm gonna tell you right now. You might be like an old school guy where you may agree with what he's saying. A lot of those older bands, they do sound like they would probably sound really good, and I phrase that way because the recording quality of those albums sucked. Okay, it just sucked, and I can't get past that. Like you could hear them play the same songs. Like we're talking about back when like, dude. Why would anybody deny that? Why am I trying to justify what I said there? I mean, yeah, very old school niche small metal bands. Their debut albums always sounded like it was locally recorded. Sounded like garbage. Like, dude, yeah, that's good stuff. But what I'm saying is, Babymetal stuff that doesn't sound like that. So.
If you want to check it out though, Babymetal's new record is out on the 24th of March, but I doubt personally I'm going to be queuing up to buy it. Let me know your thoughts on Babymetal in the comments below. I'll always welcome a constructive discussion. Obviously, if you don't agree with me, that's completely fine. If you like Babymetal, again, completely fine. I'm not...
So this guy's respectful, and, you know, I don't mind that. I mean, not everyone's going to like it. I'm cool with that. I'm not going to go... crazy about that. Look, I get it. It's like a niche interest. It's not a band for everybody. Some people are gonna like it, some people not.